goodness.
The Joker versus Jimmy B. Denver Nuggets, Miami Heat. You got a great center in Nikola Jokic. You got Jimmy Butler, who has just willed the Miami Heat into the NBA Finals. Think about this. Miami lost the first play-in game. They were backs to the wall. Their bags were packed. They were going home. They won the second play-in game, and look what they've done is they've trashed everybody along the way in the Eastern Conference to get to the finals. I mean, obviously, Jokic is the best big man in the NBA right now. It's impossible to defend him. Jimmy Butler is just an explosive guy. You got two really dynamic coaches. I wouldn't want to be in a room with Mike Malone during the playoffs, the Denver coach. He is, boy, he's fiery. I like Eric Spoelstra a great deal. I think he's a great chess player, moving pieces around on a game-by-game basis in developing game plans. But Denver's got three guys that are really big-time players. Jokic, Michael Porter, the number one picks, finally started to play because he's coming off 2 back surgeries. And obviously Jamal Murray, who's just exciting. The wild card, I think, in the whole Denver storyline is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He has had a really good season, and he's been glue to hold them together, and he can hit shots, etc. So he has really made a mark in Denver. In terms of Miami, I mean, it is Butler, but Caleb Martin, kid that played out here in the Mountain West Conference at Nevada Reno, in 2.5 years has grown into a really dependable three-point shooter. And they're going to get Tyler Hero, the guard who had broke his hand very early in the playoffs. He is back. He's practicing.
Really?
He'll probably be ready for the weekend. Only concern I think Miami has is can it keep the big guy out of foul trouble, Bam Adebayo, because he's going to have to find a way to defend Jokic, and Jokic is big as a state of Rhode Island and makes so many things happen. I think it's going to be a fascinating game. I think the bench bunch is going to play a critical part in the equation of this game. That being said, I think Denver's going to roll. Denver's going to win this. And then we can all salute the old ABA. You remember ABA basketball, the red, white, and blue basketball, the ones that created the three-point shot, which changed the game.
Right.
The cheerleaders in bikinis on the sidelines. And, Denver, Dan Issel, Kiki Vandeweghe, Alex English. There are a lot of great old Denver Nuggets players, some of those guys from the ABA era. So this would be cool. And Jokic, Jokic came out of Europe and he was an afterthought. He was not a high number one pick. He was just a big guy that when you first saw him, you thought, oh, what an oaf. Can this guy play? Well, the guy sure can play. He can't run well. He doesn't jump well, but he is so acrobatic in terms of the variety of shots. And he's got peripheral vision. He makes passes. You say, how did he see that guy? He's a tremendous individual, great human being, does some foundation stuff in Denver. This will be a fun series. I'm so pleased for Butler is such a warrior, and Spoelstra is such a bright, light coach, and Denver has really earned this.
Yeah, it's nice seeing Denver in the NBA Finals. I mean, I love it whenever there's a city that has been championship starved in a particular sport to finally get on the big stage. So I'm kind of rooting for Denver, but I'll tell you what, the Spoelstra is an interesting guy because, I first started paying attention to him back when the Heat had LeBron and D Wade and who was the third guy there? The one they got
Chris Bosh.
Yeah, Bosh. And then you figure, who is this coach? He's just got all these great players. He just rolls the ball out. But you know what? All those guys are gone, but the Miami Heat continue to be a good team.
They keep rebuilding. It had Alonzo Mourning was part of that whole mix.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's working for a mad scientist. I think Pat Riley is one of the greatest executives of all time. It's hard to believe Riley has been in South Florida. I think it's 23 years now. That's amazing.
It is.
I think Spoelstra, I think he may have been there 14 years as head coach. So I'm always like Riley as a human being, as a bright X and O's guy, as a player personnel evaluator, and he landed in South Florida, and look what he's turned the Miami Heat in multiple times. He rebuilt that thing 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing what they've been able to accomplish. And meanwhile, the hockey team in Miami, they're going to be in the NHL finals too. So this is a good time to be in South Beach.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, move on. Next.